back, True Seeker. Big game in the NBA tonight. Golden State Warriors at Houston Rockets. A lot of people saying this could be the Western Conference Finals this year. I suspect the Warriors will win this game. I'm going to show you why. But if I'm wrong, I got an interesting narrative for the Rockets. Remember, before the season began, and I'm still saying this is true, I expect either the Rockets or the Oklahoma City Thunder to represent in the NBA Finals for the Western Conference against the Cavs. I don't think the Warriors are going to make it this year. I do think the Warriors will probably win tonight. Harden's out. But I want to show you what's interesting if they don't win. I suspect them to win, but if they lose, I'm looking at something very interesting. So look, it's all about the code of letters and numbers, the numbers behind these team names and cities, and the dates the games are on the calendar. Just like yesterday, it was January 3rd. I said the Celtics should beat the Cavs. With a Celtics win, they'd get their 31st win of the year. The Cavs would get their 13th loss on the date 1/3 or 3/1, depending on how you write January 3rd. 31-13, just like the way the date looks. So today, the Warriors can get their 31st win, and they can get their 16th road win of the season. They're on the road. Notice, they'd pick up their 31st win in Houston, which in reduction gematria, our most important cipher, 31. Today's date, numerology is 16. 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8. 16th road win, 16 date numerology, 31st win in Houston. That makes a lot of sense. That's what I expect to happen. Sometimes I am surprised, though, and when I'm surprised, I often see that, aha, it was a greater riddle to come. That's why I overlooked, and that can happen in this research. But for those of you who follow my work, I pick the right team a lot more often than not, and oftentimes I even get the score. Now, I've been teaching the entire time about rig sports and the Warriors. They've been one of my prime examples, and I've said pay attention to how often in Warriors games the score involves 122 or 121 points. And this season, their first game was against the Rockets, and the Rockets won at 122, 121. Used to have a video, but the channel's been deleted. My channel's been deleted 11 times since this past June. Google does not want me to have a channel. When people subscribe to my new channels, they get unsubscribed left and right. They just try to squash this channel so that no one can find it. Exposing too much information. But look, the reason why it's always these scores, 122, 121, is because how they have to do with this team. Warriors equals 121, Golden State 122. Using the same alphabetic order cipher, San Francisco equals 122, Bay Area on the 122nd meridian. We just connected the cities of Philadelphia and the Bay Area in sports. The Liberty Bell, the Athletics from Philadelphia to the Bay, the Warriors from Philadelphia to the Bay. A lot of sports players go between those cities. You know, John Gruden, former coach at Philly, then the Raiders. This announcement right after the Raiders play Philly on Christmas. Stuff's not coincidence. Warriors win the championship over the Cavs the first of the 3 years. Iguodala, who played his whole career in Philly, MVP. So anyway, this was the score opening night, and remember this score, because I'm going to get to why that matters. I want to point out for now that notice Golden State equals 41, because today's January 4th can be written 4/1 like 41, favorable date for Golden State. Look at last night, the Warriors beat the Mavericks. Look how many points the Mavericks went down with, 122 to Golden State. And think about the history of those teams, and Don Nelson and the coach and some players. All script. The Rockets could pick up their 28th win tonight, but they could pick up their 28th win the next game or a game after that, you know. What the alignment with the numbers looks is the way with the team, the city, the away, the date. These are the more powerful connections you look for. For the person who goes, wait, the Rockets could get their 28th win. If today was 28 date numerology, then by all means I'd be saying Rockets. Or if it was February 8th and this was the game, I'd be saying Rockets. You know what I mean? You have to connect the numbers that go with the date. This is almost always the way it is, unless it's part of some scripted riddle for something to come in the weeks ahead. The last time they played was opening night, October 17th. This is their second of 3 games. The third game will be January 20th. But notice, 79 days. That's the 22nd prime number. Basketball equals 22. So does Oakland. The team from Oakland playing 79 days later, possibly getting their rematch or their revenge for losing in their building. You see? Oakland's also 41. This will be their 19th road game tonight, the Warriors. 19 also has the gematria of 41. We just saw the Eagles beat the Raiders with 19 points on Christmas. The name Nick's 19, the starting QB now for the Eagles. That game was 41 days before the Super Bowl. So here's where it gets really interesting. The Warriors have won 91 games all time in the regular season against the Rockets. Rockets equals 91. So special number. If the Warriors lose tonight, remember that they're stuck at 91. If the Rockets won tonight, they'd advance to 121 wins against the Warriors. And Warriors equals 121. You see? That's interesting. That's interesting. That said, they're also going to play the Warriors later this month and could get their 121st win. But if the Rockets did win tonight, got number 121, I would also expect them to win their next game getting to 122 because Warriors is 121, Golden State's 122. And then the Warriors would be stuck on 91 wins, which connects to Rockets. And that might be a signal that the Rockets are going past the Warriors this year. That doesn't need to happen, though, to mean that. I still like the Rockets ahead of the Warriors no matter what. But just knowing how these games are scripted, these are the types of things I look for. And for good reason. I mean, I've been teaching about 121 and 122, and it just happens again and again and again with the Warriors. It's never ending. The next game's on a date with numerology of 59. That's interesting because Houston Rockets is 59. At the same time, Warriors is 59, so fitting day for these two teams to play. 59 is the 17th prime number. NBA equals 17. James Harden could be back by then, so we'll see what happens. But that is the date of the rematch. If the Warriors won both games this year, let's just say the Warriors won today and January 20th, they'd get to 93 wins. Remember, Oracle Arena's 93. That's important. The season began with the Rockets winning at Oracle Arena. What else I noticed is by the end of the season, they're going to have played 213 regular season games. The NBA Finals equals 213. These teams can't be in the NBA Finals, but they could be the final series before the NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals, and that is very likely. The only other team that I think could be there is Oklahoma City, who I suspect will have a better second half than first half by a lot. You know, new players, they got to merge, they got to gel. That's the same narrative with the Warriors last year. That's what I've been saying since before the season began. So, I suspect Warriors win it tonight, but if I'm wrong, it's something about this future narrative and where the finals are going. But the date is just too much to ignore and the record with the Warriors facing Houston. So that's how I make the decision. And what's interesting, I'm just now acknowledging this. The Warriors have a better road record than home record this year. They're 15-5 at home, and they're 15-3 away. What's special about 15-3 is it's a lot like 153, which is the 17th triangular number. Again, NBA equals 17. The 17th state's Ohio. Steph Curry, LeBron James, born in the same hospital. We just saw the big 17 ritual with Isaiah Thomas in his first game as a Cav, getting subbed in with 17 points on the board for the Cavs, scoring 17 himself, having a plus-minus of 17. The Cavs winning by 17 points. The Cavs were the 17th team to join the NBA. They joined just after the Blazers in the same offseason, the team they played against. Rituals. Isaiah Thomas from the Pacific Northwest like the Blazers. But I think we covered all that's important. And just again, pay attention to what happens tonight because it's going to point to the next game. It's going to reveal something about the next game. Just like how we saw the Cavs win on opening night with 102 points and then the Celtics win with 102 last night. Celtics lost with 99 points in the first game against the Cavs. the Cavs picked up their 99th win all-time against the Celtics in that game. Talked about why the Cavs lost with 88 last night. See the video, it's already up. We'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Actually, we won't. Let me just pull this up right now. See that how Houston's 112? I just want you to understand that everything is scripted this way. Sometimes predictions can be incorrect, but when you see if I got it right here. Is this the post I want? Okay, I want to talk about when Chris Paul went to the Rockets, coming over from the Clippers. Chris Paul, James Harden, both 44. Rockets 44, Clippers 44. Some greater riddle going on there. But the day he came over was 59 days from James Harden's birthday. And again, Houston Rockets 59. June 28th, he came over on the 28th. Rockets 28. The day from his own birthday to James Harden's birthday, Chris Paul May 6th, James Harden August 26th. Notice their birthdays are 112 days apart. Like Houston, like Harden. You see this stuff? Undeniable. Undeniable. By the way, that reminds me that Harden's injury came 127 days from his birthday, which is the 31st prime. Houston 31. Warriors likely going to pick up the 31st win tonight. Notice the Rockets have made 31 playoff appearances coming into this season. Houston 31. Big number for them. So perhaps that's how it is. You know, Warriors win it tonight with Harden out. Maybe he comes back. Houston looks like a different team. But a lot of things documented on this block. Remember when Chris Paul scored 61 for his dead grandpa at age 61? You know, it's sicker than just rigged games. Ritual sacrifice, part of these leagues. That happened to him November 15th. That's the same day the Freemasons tore up my house for exposing this knowledge in 2014. You know? 319th day of the year. Masonic 319. So, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time. Core Truth Seeker. Thought I better take a look at Chris Paul's birthday. He'll be the star of Houston tonight with James Harden out. He's going to turn 33 May 6th, 2018. That's 122 days after the game. Big number with Golden State. So keep that in mind in the scripting tonight. Until next time, Truth Seeker.